Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Talk Tuesday meeting with Rise Up. Thank you, Lindsay, for inviting me to do this little presentation. And really excited. It's the 1st of June. And like yesterday's live with Heidi Norval was crazy insane of everything that's happening in the summer. They didn't give official dates, but our summer looks amazing. And the recruiting, I mean, congratulations, Lindsay, of hitting 10,000 and more.
That was all you guys. That was all you.
We've got amazing growth in our team. So last month, I guess all the newbies were trying to hit their shooting star and certified, and they should be already in the certified process or the sensational start process. But all those orders that they got in for earning a shooting star or as a new consultant, now we need to teach everybody how to follow up with your customers. And with Bring Back Bars, this is the perfect time to follow up. So for our newbies, it's your first time being in the Bring Back Bar, but with our oldies, you should already have customers established. And I wanted to share with you guys something that your director or your SSD has probably already shown you how to do the bar report, but I want to just skim through it really quick and show you guys in person if you guys have any questions. I'm here along with my directors in my organization, and they're going to share with you their follow-up system. There's so many, and I wish we could cover all the types of follow-ups, but my directors will just show you what they do. And if you guys want to share your follow-up systems, please share at the end of the meeting. But let me share my screen really quick. Hope you guys could see the screen. Hopefully you guys could hear me clearly.
Yep.
So here's my workstation, and we're gonna click on report here on the left side. And then I'm gonna go into sales reports. And then, let me see, my computer's a little slow. Okay, we're gonna do promotion follow-ups. And then we're gonna click on Bring Back Bar, purchase, and history. And so if you have more than a year in Scentsy and you have written down or logged in your customer orders legitly, meaning putting in their name, putting in their phone number, putting in their emails, their address, filling in all the information on your customers, it'll keep history of what your customers have ordered. So here under customer name, I'm going to click on all. And then I'm not going to click on emails, but you can if you want to. I'm going to click on the product name, and I'm going to select all the Bring Back Bars, and I'm going to click on search and give it a few minutes for it to download. And I do this every time there's a bring back. I print all my customers out, and I have it, you can export it, and then it creates an Excel sheet, and you could print out all the names of all your customers that have ordered fresh cut daisies. Like I had April, Abril, she ordered fresh cut daisy, and it's in alphabetical order. Ada, she ordered love story. White tea cactus, and it tells you how many they've purchased throughout this whole season that this bar was out available back in the days. Adriana ordered 2, so now this is a great opportunity for you to go back and message them, even though you haven't messaged them in a while. But message them and say, hey, our Bring Back Bar collection came out. I want to let you know that your Sweet Pea Vanilla is back available. Do you want to take advantage of my 10 bar special? I know the 10 bar special has been floating around. Or you could just do this, the typical buy 5, get 1 free for $30. And this is your perfect time to follow up if you haven't followed up yet with your customers. Those that are new, make sure when you log in your new customers, you log in all the information that's requested from them. It's at least their name, their phone number, and their email. Their email, because they get the free email from Scentsy of, the cents of the month or whatever they email out once a month. And you get to have this report. Scentsy generates this report for you. All you got to do is just log in the correct information, log in what they've ordered, and Scentsy does this report for us. So this is amazing. You don't want to miss and not be organized. So next year you'll be able to do this report if you're new. I want to introduce another director of mine. It's Pat Reyes. She's going to share another follow-up system, but this was my bring back bar. Print out the report and you have a list of your bring backs, and this is one way to do a quick follow-up with all your customers. But I'm going to take it to Patricia. Take it away, Pat.
Hi, ladies. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to talk to you about the Amy app. Basically, the way that I see the Amy app is a personal follow-up assistant. It's a great program to help make your life easier. And I remember that we partnered actually with Amy back in the spring of 2018. And I was actually chosen randomly to start the pilot program. So basically, it's a program where it syncs with your workstation. You do have to have an active website for this, but it syncs with your workstation to remind you about follow-up. And you've all heard, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the 222 follow-up system. And basically this is the way Amy works, that it reminds you 2 days after you pick up an order, or you place an order, 2 weeks after, and then 2 months after. But one of the great things about the Amy app is that it allows you to make changes, to personalize it. And I remember when I started in 2018, my sales and team increased by about 25%, because we all are super busy. We all think that we're going to remember everything, and I need to follow up with this person and that person. And it doesn't happen. A lot of the times it just doesn't happen because life gets crazy. So I did do this program the first 2 years in 2018 and 2019. And I saw that huge increase, because not only does it allow you to have more contact with your customers, it also allows you to have more contact with your team members. So it keeps you up to date. I believe that on Mondays around 2 a.m. is when it syncs, and it gives you reminders. It sends you reminders about that this customer hasn't placed an order in a while, or how is your team member doing? But like I mentioned, you can go back and customize. One of the greatest features about Amy is that it also allows you to put on there when you add that contact, and that's why it's so important. And I think we've reminded a lot of our new consultants that it's really important when you go onto your workstation to put all the information for that customer, because Scentsy and Amy will sync and give you that information. So, and I noticed that yesterday when I was working on some follow-ups, that I didn't even have information for some customers. So guess what? I'm losing out because I didn't have a phone number. I just randomly put in their name, but then I didn't put that information in. So that's really important. So it reminds you of these little things that you have to do, because, like I mentioned, how much is Amy? Amy is $7.99. I know that when I started, it was free for 1 month, but I believe right now it's $7.99 a month. And if you get for the full year, you save 20%. So the best deal is the full year. Pay the subscription, and I will share the link, the Amy link on there. I mentioned to Marie yesterday that I've been struggling a little bit with recruiting. And yesterday when I was going through my Amy app and cleaning it out a little bit, adding information and so on, I hadn't asked somebody in quite a while if they'd like to join. She does buy occasionally from me, maybe every 6 months, but I hadn't asked her, because on there I had actually put down, under her contact information, I had put down customer and potential recruit. So it picked up on that and told me, you haven't talked to Alba about joining. So I asked her last night. I said, hey, we have a $20 promotion going on. You want to give it a try? And she joined. She joined within the next 30 minutes. So see, there's a lot of advantages to the Amy program, and you can modify it to fit your needs. And like I mentioned, I will be sharing the link on there. And I did take a little bit of a break. I did it for 2 years, and then last year COVID hit, and I thought I would not need it because I was home, but it turns out that I really did need it. So I just started it up again a couple of months ago, and I'm loving it. It just makes life easier for us, and because we do tend to forget there's just so much going on. But I want you all to give it a try, or at least just get some information. So I'll share that with you before the end of our Zoom. Thank you so much. And now we have Denise Cameros, who will be talking about team follow-up.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm sure we're all doing great. Happy June 1st. I am here to talk to you about team follow-up. We don't only need to follow up with our customers, but we also have to continue following up with our teams, okay? It's very important that we follow up with our teams. One thing that I'm working on it. I'm trying to, when your team grows so big, it's super hard. I remember when I started, it was only 1, 2, 10, and it started growing. Right now, my team is kind of small. Maybe some of you are gonna be like, oh, that's nothing. I have a team of 88, which is amazing because never did I think I was gonna have 88 people under me. Well, not directly under me, but that fall under my branch. So I'm following up. What do you do to follow up? The first thing that I do to follow up, that's very important. Always look at your front line. Who's directly under you and follow up with those people. Because in a way, we are teaching our direct lines how to be a leader and how to follow up with their direct lines. So once in a while, I send them out a text and I say, hey, how are you doing? How's your team? I go on my workstation under reports, and then my mouse just died, so I couldn't mess with it. And then you go under my performance, and you get to see everything that everyone's doing in your team and underneath them and underneath them. So you get to see every single digit that goes in there. And when somebody's close to promoting, or maybe somebody's at 199, I send them a text and I'm like, hey, don't forget you're $1 away from being active this month, you know? Also, I know that a lot of our star directors are superstar directors. It just depends how everyone runs their team. For most part, most of us have something on Facebook. I am a director still, so I follow Marie, which is our superstar director, and she has a team page there. So, and then, okay, so that's her team page. And then besides that, maybe some of you are familiar, I have the app What's Up, and on there I have my whole team, everybody under me and under all of them come in there, come into that group message there. And when something important goes on our team page, I usually do a screenshot and I send it into my group and I tell them, hey guys, don't forget to check out Together We Fly. Some important news has just been posted. Or we also go in there and we tag some of our girls. Now, something very important about tagging, don't go crazy, because can you imagine me tagging 88 girls and then you get that one phone call or text message and it ruins your whole tagging? I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. It's happened where I'm at, and then a call comes in and then it ruins it and it untags everybody. I see some of you smiling because I'm sure we've all done it. So one thing I recommend to everyone is if your sponsor or your director tags you and you have a team under you, tag them. If it's information that maybe is important to them or they need to read, or maybe they asked you a question prior about it, go ahead and tag them and maybe you can write a little note. It's really easy to tag people, but I mean, some of us work, some of us don't, and sometimes we see tags and we have no idea what it means or what they're talking about. So you can always write a note there. Hey girls, this is how you would work your 10-bar special, and I tag my leaders. My girls that have a team, my direct line, and then they already automatically know to tag their girls. So it's very important to tag people in your post. Also, if today you wake up and you feel like telling your team you are beautiful, you are very handsome. I saw yesterday that you posted that your daughter did a dance performance. It looked great. Do it in the moment. Send messages to your team whenever you feel it comes to you naturally. Don't wait for tomorrow. If today I wake up and I say, I want to send, I saw that yesterday, I don't know, Vanessa went with her son to her basketball game and they won. And I wake up today thinking of it for whatever reason. Why not? Send a text to me, Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa, I saw your pictures. I saw that it went great. Your son's very handsome. Keep it up, keep it up, keep all the support. You know, something cute, because we never know what our team is going through or any situation. And that message to your team can make a big difference. I know that sometimes I get text messages from my like our upper girls or in between us directors or somebody in my team, and it makes me feel very special. And sometimes I'm having a bad day and that text just changes everything to me. I'm like on it. Scentsy's coming out all over again. So that's a big tip. Follow up with your team, send out those messages just because you feel it, and always guide your teams into being great leaders, just like we all practice to be great leaders. Follow up with everybody so that we continue this and our Scentsy spirit and being great leaders. So now we're gonna pass it on to our other director, which is Miss Vanessa. She's gonna go ahead and follow up with you. Take it away, Vanessa.
Thanks, Denise. Hey guys, how is everyone? So I'm gonna kind of piggyback off a little bit, kind of like what Pat said and what Denise says, because with follow-ups, everything just kind of ties in together, whether it's with our customers, whether it's with our team. The systems are pretty similar if you look at them. There's 3 simple steps to following up, that are effective with your customers. One is a simple text or email, just saying thank you, especially after an order. I usually like to wait a couple of days. You can kind of follow the 222 system. Check in, call, text, a week or 2 after they get their order, follow up with them, just saying, hey, how's it going? How are you liking, the Fiji flower? Do you like it? Like, I love it. That's one of my favorite from the summer collection. Really take the time. Don't just say, how's your order? It doesn't sound genuine. They don't feel appreciated as much. And then also, just informing them of new Scentsy items. Like if you have someone who is all for the tropical scents, let them know, like, well, now the summer collection's out. But before that, you could be like, hey, our summer collection's coming out. I think you would really love this scent. Or when we have, certain, like the Bring Back the Bars, especially, if you run the report, you can message them. I mean, that just taking that time and messaging them is, they're going to be your person forever just because you remembered. And kind of piggyback on like what Denise says, actually, she said, messaging your teammates and letting them know, hey, I saw this or that. That's kind of what I do with my customers. I do watch them on social media. So when I go to do a follow-up, it's not just kind of like a cold follow-up, just like, hey, how are your bars? How is that scent going? It's like, hey, I saw your daughter just turned 5. How was her birthday? Happy birthday. I remember when my kids were that age. You're just kind of taking time and then kind of like breaking the ice, and then jumping like, hey, how's those bars working out? What did you think of them? Or if you left samples, following up on samples. Just really taking the time to be genuine. And the benefits of following up is you might get a second sale. You might get a referral because you are taking this time to get to know them, follow up with them. And they're going to tell their friends about you. They're going to be like, hey, my Scentsy person, she's awesome. She checks in with me. She never lets me run out of anything. I'm going to hook you up with her. And not only that, you're building those relationships and you'll get those referrals. Something kind of like with the Amy app is you want to make sure you get detailed information. It's pointless if you go to all this work, get this order, deliver it, and you don't get their contact information except like maybe their name, maybe a phone number. How are you going to send them monthly emails or let them know things? So it's very important. There is a form probably floating out there. This is something that I use. I didn't get a chance to print it because I just kind of write it in my notebook. It's just the customer. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try to share it, but it just has, name, date, phone number, and notes. It's always important to put the date so that way when you're going to do your messages, you're not like, okay, when did I message this person? How did I already do the follow up? Did I do the 2 days? Did I do the 2 weeks? So at least it's a little bit more of an organized system that you can use. And in your notes section, you can put, what it was that they purchased. So that way you can follow up with them on that. Or if you have any specials coming up. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Another popular system is the 222, the 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. I think the 2 months is a little bit too long for me personally. I do the 2 days, I do about the 2 weeks, and then I do probably 4 weeks. So it's probably at a month. And I find and I plan a day out of my week where I'm just sitting like a whole hour or two, and I am going through my whole list and I am messaging all of my customers because I usually do my orders all together. So if I put an order at the end of every week for that group of people, I know when I'm going to follow up with them that next time. And then if those people ordered 2 weeks ago, then I know what set of people I'll be following up with. And that's kind of what I do. And it just keeps me a little bit more organized. But again, I'm starting the conversation of something that I noticed, or if it's just something random, not just with the follow-up. Those things matter. Taking the time just to, interact with your customers, huge, and it goes a long way. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Hilda, who's going to talk about Happy Mail follow-ups. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Hi, everybody. My name is Hilda Esparza, and I don't know why I always end up with talking about samples, even on our group page. That is my bread and butter. So most of the times, those questions from the team come to me. And the only reason why I ended up with that is I live in Houston. Most of my family and friends live in El Paso. So when I first started selling Scentsy, I hardly know anybody here in Houston. So there was no way I can go out and introduce the product to people. So just like everybody else, I started with my family. I did a live on my VIP page. Once I started showing our vital part of our Scentsy business is the scent and warmer of the month, right? That is a huge part of your business. So it's all scents. You want to get this under their nose. So that was the way I did it. I went live. I showed the product. I showed the scent of the month, and people started requesting samples. From there, I started adding all the information, everybody's address, into an Excel spreadsheet. So right now, I do have everybody that has purchased, everybody that has made a request on a spreadsheet, and every month, everybody gets a sample, whether they've bought in a while or not. I know a lot of people question that, like, okay, I have not heard from this person, or they haven't made a purchase in the last 3 to 6 months. Should I just take them off the list? I don't. I keep them all together, but I have learned to separate them to where I will highlight them on the spreadsheet as to I'm going to contact them and I'm going to do a check-in with him. I'm not going to do a follow-up because they haven't ordered. I'm going to do a check-in and, ask them how they're doing, how the family's doing, how they're coping with school or kids coming back, staying home for the summer and having them at home. So I do a check-in with them where I will check in and I will ask them, is there something that you've been eyeing from my live or my catalog or website that you want to try out? I do carry a lot of the stuff with me because with host rewards, I tend to buy myself, whether it's a scent circle, dish soap, anything that's consumable that I can make a sample out of. And that's how I get to try to get them back into the other spreadsheet where I'm going to get them to ordering. My other list is my VIP people, which I will roll the red carpet for them because they're either getting the Scentsy Club or they're ordering every month. I do have a lot of those. And people who order the whip box, any of the subscriptions that we have, if they're on it, I do keep them on a separate list, and I do give them a nice, good package that I can mail out to them or give them. Now that I've gotten to know more people here in Houston, I do make it special for them. And I do make a list of everything that I send out to them, and I will check on them. Depending if I mailed it out, it takes about 45 days to get there in the mail. So I will then follow up with them and ask them if they like the scent. I keep notes of everything I have sent and if they like the scent or not. And I like to have a special tab just so that I know what are their favorite scents. Some of them like the citrus scents, but even though they like the citrus scent, every now and then I will send a fresh scent because you never know. I'm not a big fan of sweet scents, and I've been like in total surprise with some of these scents. I really like them. So that is the way I follow up with my people when it comes to sample making. I want to get it under their nose. If I have not heard from them in a while, I will not take them off my list. It is kind of frustrating, I know, but you just never know what they're going through. And I like to go in there and check in on them just with a little simple conversation. It's not a follow-up to where I'm asking them, hey, I'm going to place an order. Are you ready to order? It's nothing like that. It's checking in on them. So it doesn't take much to just give them a call and see what's going on with them and try to get a sample out there under their nose that maybe they've been eyeing. So that is the way I keep up with the Scentsy, with the samples, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I hope you guys enjoyed all the little different follow-ups. I know you guys have your follow-ups. Does anybody care to share how you guys follow up with your customers? Because there's tons. And then YouTube, there's tons too to follow. But does anybody want to share? Oh, I know someone has a different follow-up system.
I can share something that I do when I deliver an order. On Pinterest, we have Scentsy all over. I look up for, depending if it's Christmas, if it's Valentine's, if it's a holiday, and if it's just summer, winter, whatever, I look up an image that says thank you. And since right now we do a lot of door drop-offs, I get off, I leave their package at their door, and then I go in my car and I have like a copy paste message already in my notes. And then whatever image I'm gonna share, I just say, I send the image, and then I have a message that says, thank you so much for your order. Hope you enjoy. Your order's waiting for you at your door. And then I drive off. That's a way you can kind of follow up or say a thank you when you deliver your Scentsy orders.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anybody else? If not, Lindsay, I'll hand it off to you.
Surely there's someone that has an idea they can share. Don't be shy.
Hey y'all, it's Rochelle. I was gonna share mine. So I'm old school. I have the Amy app, but I am old school. Like I have to see the order forms in front of me. And so I literally, whenever I deliver my customers' products, I write on the top of the order form delivered and the date. And then I go 2 weeks out and I write that and circle it. And then on that, like in my little Scentsy planner that we can get, I literally file the order form in those pages of the calendar. So like June 5th, I have order forms that have that date on them. So June 5th, I'll reach out to all my customers that I delivered 2 weeks ago and reach out to them and just see how they're doing, see how they like the products, and see if they have any questions. But that's the way that I've gone back and forth between Amy, and then I've gone back to this way, and I like this way just because it's like I can see the order form and it's right in front of me. Sorry.
So I think that's cool because it works for people. Different things work better for each of us. And you have to have a little bit of trial and error to figure out what works best for you. And if it is inconvenient or you don't do it, that's probably a sign that that's not the system for you. So you have to figure out what system works best for you, because a system is only good as you using it. Like, if you don't use it, then it's not a system, right? So finding
And there's
something
so
that
many
is, what was
different
that?
systems. There's so many. I mean, you could go to YouTube and everybody's sharing all the follow-up binders. I mean, it could be crazy in different systems, but you're right. You have to find one that works best for you so you could be consistent in it and follow through, and you'll see the benefits when you're consistent on a follow-up system.
It's so true. And I think that you just have to be consistent with it. That's the one thing that's most important as well, is that no matter the system, being consistent with it. If it's every Friday, maybe Friday's your follow-up day because it has an F and follow-up has an F, and you're like, I can remember that and I'm going to do my follow-up on Friday. Every Friday you do your follow-up. Maybe you're an everyday type of person where you follow up with the people that ordered on that day in the prior months, kind of like Rochelle talked about. You just have to do it because, like, who was it that said the bread and butter of her business? Who said that?
That was Hilda.
Hilda.
That was me.
There you are. I was looking for your face and I was like, where'd she go? But like she said, samples are the bread and butter of her business. Follow-up goes hand in hand with that, right? Like,
Yes.
without follow-up on those samples that she's giving out, they're not going to be as effective, because you might get a few people to text you or to message you and be like, hey, I want to order this. But if you follow up with those people that you gave those samples to, your investment on return is going to be so much greater because of that connection that you gave to them by following up with them. So
Yes, and many times I've gotten messages when I do check up on them. They let me know, I've been thinking about you. I've been wanting to message you. I want to order it. Life is happening. Everybody's busy. So if you want to, it doesn't take long to just follow up with them.
yeah.
And what I was going to say also with my Scentsy Club subscribers, it's not just about getting them subscribed and forget about them. Who cares? Their order is going to go in every month. No, you want to roll the red carpet for them because they're supporting you every month. So I tend to really treat them very well.
They're the top of the class, right? Like,
yes, they're on top of my list all the time. Yes,
like, always there and always getting everything that you send out to customers when you're doing appreciation, that type of thing. I think that's awesome.
Correct.
Another thing to add is that, now that everybody's going back to normal, it's not like when COVID started that everybody's home and they're thinking about their home. Now they're outside of the home. So now we got to work a little harder and reach out to them and remind them, hey, you still need, a 6-pack of bars. Don't forget about your house smelling good. It's going to take a little bit more of our effort just to reach out, but this is where the follow-up comes in. You want them. It's not their job to remind you. It's our job. We're the consultants. We should be reminding them. I mean, I get emails from Target or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, I need to buy groceries. Like, I totally forgot. But if I didn't get that email from Target or Walmart, I would have never remembered. So don't feel like you're bothering your customers with a follow-up. It's really a nice thing, and they're going to be grateful that you reminded them that they needed more laundry, counter clean, wax bars. They're going to be grateful for it. So don't think you're bothering when you do follow-ups.
I think that's huge, because a lot of times we're like, we don't want to inconvenience you. I don't want to bother you. But really, like, if I have someone or a product that I really love and I enjoy and I purchase, I mean, does it bother you when Target sends you an email? Like, no. Or, I mean, you could think of your favorite store, right? Like, I get an email from Lululemon every day, pretty much, and I look at it every day. I don't always buy from it every day. Let's hope I don't. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that's an everyday thing that we're getting inundated with so many different things. So if you're doing monthly, that's going to be received really well from your customers, and they're going to be like, yeah, I want to check out the new Bring Back My Bars or this or that. Anybody have any other follow-up tips they want to share before we close out the training portion and go to some other stuff? No? All right.